Alright, so for this trick, I can hand the deck over to the spectator, and they can give it a complete mix-up. After they're done shuffling the deck, they can take out any card they would like. Now, I'm not going to look at the card, but I will show it to you. So all you have to do is go ahead and remember this card for me. After that, I would take back the card. Here it is one more time. And I would say, let's give it a shuffle and lose it right into the deck somewhere. Just like this. And I'm going to show you that your card isn't on top any, the Queen of Spades, and it's not on the bottom, the Six of Diamonds. But I'm going to try out something different. What if I could cut to your card? Okay, so give the deck one cut and your card would be right there. Now that would be really good, but doesn't seem possible. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to try out this way. I'm going to lift up somewhere in the deck and give it one cut, just like that. So for the first time ever, I would ask the spectator to name their card out loud. Let's say they do that right now. And I would show them the 3 of clubs. Hopefully that was your card. If you want to learn how to do this, be sure to stick around for the tutorial. Okay, so this is just a really cool trick where you cut to the spectator's card. And there's a few ways you can do this. So 2 of the ways don't involve a setup, but the last way I'm going to show you involves a minor setup. It's not very big at all. It wouldn't even be considered a setup, but when we get to the last part, we will talk about that. So first I'm going to show you the way I did it in the performance, and then I'll show you another way you can do it, and then we'll talk about the last way. So this way involves a totally shuffled deck, and it can even be borrowed too. And all you're going to do is you're going to have a card selected, okay? And you're not going to look at it. So in this case, we have the 10 of clubs. And if you're also wondering about the deck I'm using, these are the Canis Lupus playing cards. Pretty sure most of you know what these are, but they're from CardMechanic, and I have a whole review on these, so I will leave that down below. So what you're going to do is, when you have the card selected, you're going to need to either control it to the top or keep it on top. So any way you want to do that, go ahead. But what I do is I did a false overhand shuffle, and I will leave that down below as well. But here's how you're going to do it. So I'll leave the card face up. You're going to hold it in a overhand position like this, with your middle ring and pinky on the side. Your pinky doesn't have to be there. I just like it being there. Thumb on the other side, index finger over the top. Your other hand for your thumb is going to grab, it really doesn't matter, but I do about half, and you're just going to pull it down. Now there's 2 ways you can do this. So first I'll show you my way, and then I'll show you the other way. When you pull this top half down, you're going to take the next card right here, and when you peel it down singly, you're going to leave it a little towards yourself. So essentially creating an in-jog like this, okay? And then you're going to take the rest of the cards and try to line them up with the bigger half. So when you do that, and I'm going to square these up too, you're going to see that the in-jog right here will be left out. I'm going to exaggerate it. Now keep in mind, it would be really small, but in this case, I'm going to make it big right here. You're going to use your thumb, you're going to push up on the card, and at the same time, you're going to push in, okay? So up, in, up, in. So up, and then in, and now you will have a break. Make sure the spectator doesn't see this, so make sure they're not on this side, and probably not on this side either, because they can just look down and see it. Make sure they're in the front. Once you have that break, you're going to shuffle all of these cards off, but put this half right on top the way it is. So, just like this, if we look, you'll see we're shuffling the break. And then we're getting closer to the break. So once we do it, right here. Okay, so right there, no more break. You just put it down. And that will control the card to the top. I'll do that one more time. So about half, this card comes towards yourself. You shuffle these on top. And one more thing I like to do, just to make sure the spectator doesn't see the in jog, is I take my index finger and I push some of these top cards down, okay? So that just covers up the in jog right here, which I'm going to exaggerate once again. So you're going to push up, and then in, you're going to have your break. You're going to shuffle all of these off, and when you're done with the break, you throw these on top. And that controls the card. I'll leave the link for the shuffle down below, but one more way you could do this is you can take off half, you can pull this card back, you can shuffle these off, and then you can push down and in. So on their selection, you would shuffle all of these off, and then when you have no more break, you would throw these on top, and their card would be on the top. So anyway you want to get their card to the top, go ahead. Now I do the overhand shuffle because this is how I'm going to cut to the card. So first I shuffle it to the top using that, and then I do a double lift. Now this is optional, you don't have to do it, but if you want to, you can. So I'll leave a few double lift videos down below, but I did a strike double, so I showed their card shouldn't be on the top, and it shouldn't be on the bottom. And now I talk about what if I could cut to your card, how good would that be? And because they thought they saw the top card, they actually didn't. They saw 2 cards here. They'll think that their card is somewhere in the middle. So now you're going to go straight into the overhand shuffle. So you're going to take off about half. And what I do is I take this next card and I in-jog it. Now you could do their selection and try it that way, but to be safe, I do the next card. And then I shuffle these, and I just use my finger to push some of the cards towards myself. And now you're going to have your break ready. So all you're going to do is you're going to switch hands. So from like this to like this, okay? You're going to push. Make sure you have this tilted a little up, because you can square up these cards, and then you can push up and in on the card. And if you don't have them squared, obviously they're going to see this. Okay, so like this, you can square up, and then push up and in. And that's going to create a break. And now you say, okay, let's see if I can cut to your card. So you're going to put the deck down, and all you're going to do is you're going to let go of this bottom half, cut this forward, and then one of 2 things. I put this on top, but you don't have to. Maybe you want to leave it right here and say, okay, so I just cut somewhere in the deck, and we cut right here. So now you go over the whole trick, and you ask them what their card was. They'll say the 10 of clubs, and you can show them the 10 of clubs. So I'll go over that one more time, that cutting procedure. So make sure you have your break ready. So you can square these up. You're going to push up and in. And then you're going to come over. You can drop this and then cut forward. Or when you cut forward, you can put this on top. But either way, you can ask them their card, and you can show them the 10 of clubs. So that was the first way to do this. Let's go over the second way. Now, I don't really like the second way, but if you don't want to do that overhand shuffle, or if you don't know how to do it, this is another good way, but it's going to involve a little misdirection, okay? So let's say we have the 10 of clubs again. Just keep this simple. You're going to control it to the top or keep it on top. But either way you do this, you're now going to do the swing cut. And I have a whole video on the swing cut, so I will link that down below as well. So you're going to hold it like this, with your thumb on the back, middle ring pinky on the front. You're going to use your index finger to lift up about half, and you're going to swing them over. Put your pinky in, and then put the rest on top, catching a break, okay? Right below the break is their card. So now, once you have your break, you're going to come over and thumb break. So my middle ring pinky on top, index curled, thumb in the back. And you're going to do the same thing as before. So you ask them their card, they'll say the 10 of clubs. You come over, you can drop the break, cut this forward, and then either take the card off of here or complete the cut. But either way, they have their card. Let me plug in the camera real quick. Okay, perfect. So I'll go over that one more time face up, and then we'll go over the last way. So once again, their card is on top. You're going to swing cut, and then you're going to keep a break. Going to come over and thumb break, and you're going to put this down and let go, and either cut forward, so I lost the break there. So right here. So you're going to put this down and either cut forward and complete the cut, or you're just going to cut from here. But either way you do it, you're going to cut to their card the 10 of clubs. So, those were the two ways without the setup. Let's go over the last way with the setup. So, what you're going to do is you're going to use something called a crimp card, okay? So I just took a card out of an old deck, and I have the same deck to match it. So red bicycles. And what you're going to do is you're going to have to crimp this card. Now, if you want to make it double thick, so make sure there's 2 cards on here, you could try it that way as well, but I think the crimp card is better. So if you don't know how to do a crimp card, go ahead and grab any card you want, whether it's a joker or just an old card. You're going to hold the card like this. So for bicycles, you'll notice the bicycle and then this little part in the middle right there. Okay, maybe you can see that. Right there. Do as close as I can. So that part right there, the circle and then the circle inside of it, you're going to put your thumb right there. And your middle and ring finger on the back. And you're going to just use your other hand and just mimic the same thing. So your thumb in the middle and your 2 fingers in the back. You're going to push down and then pull both of your thumbs out. And you'll notice how it's going to create a little bend like that. So now turn the card and do the same thing. So put your fingers right here and then your fingers right here. Same place and pull out. So now you have like a little X in the card. This is going to be your crimp card. So this goes on the bottom. And now you are all set. So false shuffles, false cuts, anything you want, just keep the card on the bottom. And now you're going to have a card selected, except that bottom card. So let's say the 10 of spades. You're going to put the card on top, and you're going to cut the cards. Now you can have the spectator do this. Just keep in mind though, they might notice the crimp card. So this is when you could have their card on top and then riffle down the deck. They say stop, and then you can cut it. And now when you put this on top, sort of like a key card, because the 9 will be on top of the 10, right there. And now you can cut this as much as you would like, or the spectator can. Just keep in mind though, that crimp card might be cut to the top. And if that's the case, then the second card will be theirs, okay? So they can cut this as much as they want. And keep in mind though, the crimp card shouldn't be this big. I just exaggerated it for the video. And now, all you're going to have to do is cut to the card. So there's a few ways you can do this. I like to make sure it's near the middle. And then I like to have a little off-center. And when I have it that way, I'll notice this card is right below the crimp card, okay? So once I cut it, I say, okay, well, I could cut to your card. I ask them what it is, the 10 of spades. I'm going to lift up, and most of the time, you will nail it, okay? So in this case, I don't, but that's fine, because you can cut it, and then if your card isn't this crimped, you can do a double lift and show the second card, and then end with the KM move, which I will link down below as well. But let's say you actually cut their card on the bottom of the packet. So let's say we come over and we cut it right about here. Okay, perfect. So you can either put these on top or leave them this way. Ask what their card is, and it is the 10 of spades. Now, let's try this one more time, but let's do it on top, and then the video will be done. So you have the 10, you put it on top, and you cut it in. Now, when you cut this, you're going to want to cut above the crimp card, okay? So you're going to want to leave the crimp card right here, and then their card will be on the bottom, which is just as good. So you ask them what was their card, the 10 of spades, and you can show, I cut it right here. So either way you want to, go ahead. So one more time this way, we have it on top, we cut it. What was their card, 10 of spades, you can cut, leaving the crimp card right here, and then you can show the 10 of spades. Or what you can do is you can have it on the bottom, have it cut right in, and then cut their card into another packet like that and ask them the 10 of spades, or show them the 10 of spades. So, that was the trick. 3 ways to do it. Hopefully, you find one of these ways a good way for you to do this trick. Whether it's the first way, or maybe the crimp card, or whatever. But that was it. So, the Q&A I said I was going to be talking about. The Q&A I will be doing at 100 subscribers. Now, at the time of this recording, I have 99 subscribers. So I just need 1 subscriber left. So if you are new here and you would like to see a Q&A at 100 subscribers, make sure you subscribe and you leave your question down below. And like in all videos, I'm going to be leaving the Q&A down below. But the 2 rules are, you can ask as many questions as you would like, okay? So maybe that's not a rule, but you can do that. And then the next rule would be, you can ask any question you would like, but make sure it's not a question somebody has already asked or that I have answered. So make sure you check out the first Q&A down below. Look back on my previous videos until you get to the first until you get to the first video of me going over the 100 subscriber Q&A. Look at that video. And if there's a question there, make sure you don't ask that, but any other question, as many questions as you would like to ask, you can. And that's that. So one more subscriber we need, and then I'll do that Q&A. So I would like to thank all the new subscribers for subscribing. And if you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And maybe the next video will be the Q&A. Who knows? So see you next time. Bye.